Welcome to another edition of the glittery bones of advertising. Today, I'm Craig McLeod, and I'd like to introduce the queue, the cast, whatever it's called. I'd like to introduce everyone, the queue, the cast. Down below, we've got John Douglas. Welcome, Johnny boy.
Thanks, mate.
Over to that side there, we've got CARO HENDRIKS, sometimes known as Turner. And down here, we've got Gabalunch or Gabrielle Somerville.
Hello.
How about that for an intro? JD, just a little quick to you. It's an interesting time of the year here in Australia where we're dealing with a lot of politics, my boy.
We are. I reckon this is right up there with the hunting of the snark and bog snorkeling.
The snark.
The bog snorkeling championships of Eastern Wales.
Yes.
And the Australian election.
The Australian election. Ladies, what do you think of this tripe going on? What do you think we should call our bone for today?
Boring. The bone of boringness.
The battle of the boring. Gabs, what do you reckon?
Yeah.
Oh, it's the lesser of two evils, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Johnny likes to call it the lesser of two what?
Weevils. Like
dirty weevils.
Weevils. They're those little things that get into your wheat silos and destroy the years of work of anyway.
They're just stupid things that get into my oats as well. Are they called weevils? What are the things that get in there?
They could be, I don't know.
Where the hell do they come from?
Bloody earwigs, I've got no idea.
Dirty weevils.
But we're getting off the track, which is exactly what they would like you to do. Or one half of them. Scott Morrison, I reckon, would like you just to
liar.
Yeah, he would just like you to just concentrate on
the sleep.
Yeah, rather than his record.
He couldn't have pucked it up any worse coming into the election, could he? I mean, he has been character assassinated. Someone has taken the samurai sword to his character and just gone.
Yeah,
and he's in all sorts.
But then Albo gets a bloody little samurai dagger, but he commits harikari. Yeah. I don't know what the unemployment rate is.
Oh, so embarrassing.
How could you not know that?
No, especially when you're talking about the employment rate. Sorry, this would be Anthony Albanese now. I'll just fuck off. Anyway.
Hello, Elbow. How about you puck off while we're on the bones, mate?
Anyway, can we just have a look at the two offerings from Pinky and Perky, from fucking B1 and B2.
Okay, who are we going with first? Who you want to go with?
I want to go with Albo's first because that of both of them is the dullest of all dishwater. We'll just get it out of the way first.
Okay, boom, let's go.
Let's watch them.
Australians deserve a Prime Minister who shows up, who takes responsibility and who works with people. I'll work with business to invest in manufacturing. Making more things here will create more secure jobs here. I'll help families get ahead by making childcare cheaper, reducing power bills and investing in fee-free TAFE. And I'll make it easier to see the doctor. It's my plan for a better future.
Authorised P. Erickson, Australian Labor Party, Canberra.
So,
what, we back, are we? Oh, I was asleep.
Yawn.
A brighter
I need a coffee.
This to me is classic horse shit. This is exactly what politicians have been trotting out. We'll do this, they've been shit. We'll do this, they've been shit. We'll do this, they've been shit. Everything's going to be great. Like, it's just, sorry. Anyway, Gabs, what do you think?
Follow that, Gab.
Very passionate about this topic.
Just once I'd like them to come up with something decent.
Different.
Anyway, we carry on.
I don't know. I feel like that's why ScoMo, while still boring, is probably the winner for me if I'm comparing just from an advertising perspective. Regardless of my political views, I feel like he had a better strategy for his ad. I think Albo did the typical what they always do, which is what you just said, JD, that formula. And I feel like his jabs and his undertones have come off really tacky. I don't know, the whole ad just feels super tacky to me. Whereas ScoMo's, I feel like whilst it's still a political ad, I think the tone is less selly. They've tried to bring through more storytelling stylistically and content-wise. And whilst it was super corny, I think the way they've ended it leaves you with a slightly warmer taste in your mouth than Albo's.
Okay, well, because the punters haven't seen Scotty Morrison, should we maybe jump straight to have a quick look at that? Or do you want to have a little poke at Albo as well, Caro, before we get Scotty up?
Look, I just don't know what to say. They both leave me feeling very empty. I agree with Gabs though. I think stylistically ScoMo's is better, but they don't say anything, like, without, you know, talking about politics and who we favour and this, like, they're two wings of the same bird. You know, they're just saying the same thing.
I disagree to a little.
How dare you? You always disagree with me, JD.
I am. That's my MO. Can we just play Scotty now?
Yes, let's get Scotty up.
You always have setbacks. You always have imperfect information. I mean, things are tough. And they've been really tough. There's drought, there's floods, there's fire, there's pandemic. There is now war. We're dealing with a world that has never been more unstable since the time of the Second World War. We're dealing with an economy which has more moving parts and more risks, but indeed many, many opportunities that we have to seize. 40,000 people are alive in Australia today because of the way we managed the pandemic. 700,000 people still have jobs and countless numbers of businesses that would have been destroyed. This is why, as we go into this next election, what's firing me up? We're actually in a really strong position. I was at a trade school the other day in Brisbane, year 11 and 12. I asked them, I said, how many of you are going to start your own business? More than half of their hands went up. How good's that? That's why I love Australia.
Authorised S. Morrison, Liberal, Canberra.
Okay, this to me smacks of marketing. Scotty from marketing has got on his little marketing hat and he's looking for an idea. And the idea is, if you love Australia, you'll vote Liberal because we're better for the economy, which they're not, but, you know, let's just go with the bloody airy-fairy unicorn, bloody loving, bloody fairy pixie sprite bullshit magic. Let's pretend. What
did you just say?
Let's pretend that the Liberals are actually economically responsible, which they're not. But if you love Australia, that says to me they've set a platform. They've set a platform when it is unashamedly emotional, because emotion won Scotty last time. Vote for me. Politics of personality. I'm to be trusted. He's not. Sorry.
That's what they both say, JD. That's what they're both doing.
No. Albo is saying, to my mind, Albo is appealing to logic. It's like, it'll be a better future because here's a fact, here's a fact, here's a fact, here's a fact.
Yeah.
Whereas ScoMo has said, no, if you love
ScoMo's
Australia,
saying, look at all the bad stuff that happened.
Yeah,
look at all this badness.
You'll overlook all the facts.
Nah,
yeah.
No, I'm not with you on that one, bud.
Okay, my thought, for its 2 cents worth, it's very, very short, but it's really simple. And one is, Scotty's talking about all of the greatness that he's done, which to me is further character assassination. No one likes anyone who talks about themselves all the time. We did all of this and the Australians got 700,000 more people in jobs and 800,000 people didn't die because of what I did as a brilliant man. And I only did it because I love Australia. But my favourite with Albo is, I'm going to do all of this, but hold on a second, I won't tell you about what I'm going to do that you don't see. And that's going to raise your taxes up and up and up because I need to pay for all of this and I've got no fucking idea how to budget. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to pledge all of this shit. Then what I'll do is I'll raise the taxes to ensure that you get all of the things I told you I'd give you. I love it.
Yeah.
And that's why it's boring. It's what they do every time. Same old. I'm not a massive advocate for Clive Palmer, but at least he's gone a different route.
Yeah.
Like he's got the cut through that these two fellas don't.
I got a haircut yesterday at 7:30 right in Moorabbin. So I've got a new barber, ripping young fella. I'm on the way there. Here's some bloke my vintage, in a Clive Palmer t-shirt, holding a placard, vote one Clive Palmer Nationalist or the Australian Party, out on the street. I'm like, what the hell are you doing?
People are disenfranchised with Liberal and Labor. They've both been saying the same stuff for decades and nothing changes.
And
I know that Clive's the alternative, but you're right.
I don't know that he is either, but it's the lesser of two evils picking between the two of them.
they will
They're the
have,
same.
they will also have less than 50% of the popular vote between them soon enough.
They will. You're right, bud.
Yeah.
That's true.
So this whole
Statistically,
two-party
they will-
preferred system, as soon as we get rid of that and we get,
It's going. Yeah.
well, you would like to think it would, but
well, Liberal
very
Nationals,
hard-
mate, lives
very
nowhere
hard to
without
get
the
there.
Nationals.
very hard to get their greasy paws off. You got to just bloody
Oh,
pry
no.
them off.
You've got to pry them off. Just cut them off at the wrist.
Oh, I love it. Well, you know what? That's enough of politics, I feel. I think we've...
No. We never have too much of that. Let me get off my high horse. What about, can I just show you three print ads? Just so one of the greatest Australian political campaigns of all time. It's time for Gough Whitlam. What did he do? He just said, you know what? This is enough of that bloody horse shit. Let's just vote for me. And it's like everyone gets tired of the people in power, and he just picked his time and he went for it. But
Was it a jingle too, I remember, Johnny? Was it a
beautiful jingle?
bloody
Love
jingle?
that jingle.
I loved it.
And a whole lot of
Not that I remember it,
Australia's-
but
some of Australia's most popular TV and entertainment personalities standing in front of a black and white camera singing "It's Time for
change.
something, freedom or something." I've got no idea. The greatest non-ad of all time, which was in I think it was the Daily Telegraph in Sydney, for when Kevin Rudd was in power. Kick this mob out. It's like, this is on the front page of a Murdoch newspaper. Like, if that's not advertising, like
Totally.
but it was editorial. And
Kick
then
this mob out.
and then pick anybody ad from the 1920s where the Red Menace was going to come crawling over the equator and kill us all. Anything like that has got, like, that's when political advertising meant something. Vote for us or the communists are going to come and kill you all and eat you. Like,
Hilarious.
brilliant. Sorry,
Hilarious.
but I've digressed.
I'm taking back control.
No,
Taking
sorry.
back control, and we're going to move from there into something that I think is going to be just as close to our hearts with our what the hell segment. Gabs, I'm going to throw to you for this one. You've got a little cheeky little snippet for us to have a look at.
Yeah. What the fell? I can't do that the way that
What
you
the
do
hell?
it.
What the hell? What the hell?
This week is
What the fuck?
Sorry, it is what the fuck.
Fuck.
we've been swearing this whole episode.
Yeah, why am I pulling up on hell?
Is fuel prices.
Yes.
We all agree that's what the and I think nationally, internationally, they've gone up over the course of March, slowly starting to come down now, which is great. But I thought it might be funny, even though at the time it wasn't funny, to look back on how the Twitter sphere exploded.
Bloody brilliant. It was my favorite. Absolutely brilliant. COVID's finally fucked off. Now you can go somewhere. No, you fucking can't. Can't afford to
The
put
fuck
fuel in
you
the car.
can.
Yeah.
That was brilliant.
Bam.
So good.
My favorite was a 15-second video tweeted out of the UK with the caption above it saying what 20 euros gets you in petrol these days. And a guy pulls in his smart car and the petrol guy brings the nozzle over and he gets to smell it and then he drives off.
So
brilliant.
I like that. My wife wanted to go somewhere expensive for dinner.
Yep. And they're sitting in Shell.
I quite like that. I thought that was really, it just
Bloody
did it.
brilliant.
Yep.
I love it.
Yeah.
And how much it costs. So for super premium, it's just a
leg.
for like diesel,
Leg.
leg.
Firstborn.
And then what's the most expensive? Like gas or
Firstborn.
something like
Firstborn
that.
premium.
Outstanding. Yeah, no, that's definitely a what the fuck. But what I love, if we want to tie that back to our political sphere, it demonstrated something enormous to me. I'm not sure if you all saw this as well, but ScoMo comes in with his little treasure and they're like, we can help. We can help. We're going to take our levy off the fuel just for a short period of time. And we're going to take it from $2.20 back down to $1.80 or $1.75, which said to me, you fucking getting 45 cents for every litre of petrol I stuff in the car. If you want a campaign against him, go in and say, we don't rape you at the petrol bowser as well as everywhere else.
Yeah.
And only now do they take it off as well. Like there's all this hardship that Australians have been going through with COVID and losing their jobs and JobKeeper. And now they're like, actually, sorry, we've just been like stealing money from you this whole time, but we'll stop now because there's an election. So we're the good
when
people
we were paying
now.
$1.20, that could have actually been 75 cents a litre. But no, we're paying for COVID, we're paying for JobKeeper with our 45 cents on every litre.
Exactly.
I do think there is they're going to have to keep going up. Prices will have to keep going up because more and more people are going to electric cars. How are they going to pay for the roads if they don't have someone like that? Used to be where the petrol tax went and went to
or the registration fees you have to pay full price on when you don't drive your car ever.
Will be $1,000 in a year and a half. Will be $1,000 for your regos. Did you know that?
Easily. It's already what 900.
Yeah, it's 900 this year. It'll get into the nines, and then we'll tick over to $1,000. Like, it's outrageous, isn't it?
No, it's buddy. That's the price of freedom, my friend. That's the price of freedom. That's what you get if you want to have a car. You want to be able to go anywhere whenever you like.
Yeah. Except for when you're in lockdown, when you're not allowed to go anywhere, but we want you to pay. For the privilege of being able to go somewhere that you're not allowed to go.
Yeah.
Politics.
Does anyone else hear that sound?
Caro, that's what you get for trying to bring facts to an argument. That's got nothing. This is political argument. Facts have got nothing to do with it. Sorry, but sorry.
Craig, I'll give you empty promises instead.
I interrupted your seamless segue.
Let me try that again. Does anyone else hear that sound? Oh. That's the sound of some harmonics. And it's kind of the Gab show today. I believe
it is.
You are in control of the harmonica.
Oh, yay. Get excited.
It on. Let's hum it up.
Wait.
Hum up a tree.
All right. I've got two options for you.
Oh, bring it.
Go into harmonics.
Yep. Let's go straight for it. Clear the throat. Make sure you've got some water.
I can hum some taglines.
Yep.
Or we can do guess that tagline and you don't have to listen to my awful voice.
No.
You choose. It's your show today. You can decide.
Okay, we can do both. All right. I'll warm up with guess that tagline.
Okay, go for it.
The happiest place on earth.
Disneyland. Sorry. Disneyland. John. Disneyland.
John. Got it.
Disneyland.
Snap, crackle, pop.
Cocoa
Rice
Pops.
bubbles.
Rice bubbles. No, rice bubbles. Cocoa Pops.
That's Craig. Rice bubbles.
Yeah, rice bubbles it is. Snap, crackle, and pop. Yep.
Come on, Caro, get amongst it.
I know.
Okay.
Smell like a man.
Smell
Old
like a
Spice.
man, man.
Yes, Caro. Old Spice.
Oh, shit.
Smell like
an Old Spice, like, look at that man. Now look back at me. Now look at your man. Now look at this horse.
Yeah.
That was outstanding. That was Old Spice.
So
wasn't
good.
it?
Yeah.
Smell like the man your woman wants your man to smell like. Or something
Look
like
at me.
that.
Now look back at your man. Now look back at me.
Look at me. I'm on a horse. Yeah.
And
All right, one for the ladies because you're worth it.
Maybe.
Maybelline.
No.
L'Oreal.
Yes.
Oh.
JP, go.
Shit.
Using those face creams I gave you.
Yeah.
Last one. Melts in your mouth, not in your hands.
M&M's.
You guys are too good.
Love M&M's and Smarties, by the way. Smarties is a little brother to M&M's.
I get Smarties are the poor cousins, but I think they're underrated.
I like
I
it.
appreciate
They come in
the
a little
surface
box.
area.
And you get
Yeah,
like
the
used to one
chocolate,
serve.
And you know that
Chocolate to like crunch is a good
Ratio.
ratio.
you know that melts in your mouth, not in your hand. That's
Yeah.
a lie. It's a complete lie. Too.
Hey, does anyone remember the Cadbury DMC, the dairy milk chocolate, the ones that used to come out? They were the competitor to M&M. It was called a DMC.
No.
Is this in the 60s or?
Oh, easy. Beep, I'll come over and draw all over your bloody wall.
I'm being quite sassy today, aren't I?
Wow.
Calm it down.
I
Stop
can't
being so
remember.
sassy.
I can't remember them.
Because you
from
didn't
back
get
in
to
the
finish your
60s.
words in our
Back
pitch.
in my day.
Back in my day, we were lucky to have.
Cadbury DMC. Okay, Gabs, I'm ready for some humming. What do you got?
Right.
Sorry.
Right. Humming. This one's short, so listen carefully.
Okay. Oh, shit. That could be
Ooh.
Tesla, I think. No.
Oh, I know it.
Yeah, no. Once more.
More smart.
More smart, more clean, more teen.
Yeah, it's close. More
Yay!
Martin. Yeah.
Yes.
That was bloody good humming too, I'll say.
Oh, it's very good humming. It's very good.
What else you got? Come on.
All
One more.
right.
Oh, I've just got Darth Vader in my head. I can't get it out now.
Yeah. Stop
It
now.
did sound like the death march. Dun, 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 dun. It wasn't that.
I'll go higher.
Who's hijacking?
Call, call.
Carpet call.
Carpet call,
the
the experts in the
trade.
trade.
Oh,
Good one.
well done. Well done.
Thank you. That's
There
it.
are
for
a lot
me.
more.
Oh,
There's never,
okay, well, that's
there's
bloody
never
brilliant. That's
enough
another edition.
harmonics.
That's another edition of the glittery bones of advertising. Thanks to all of you guys for showing up and bringing your A game. We'll be back next week. Don't go changing.